How did you get my number, Ira?
At first I didn't understand you, but now I do.
I'd like you to come back to the clinic.
I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven. Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They have served their purpose.
Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Das ist sehr interessant.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
Ah, okay. Spaß. Viel Spaß.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive. Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere. Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Did they have anyone working on the house recently? A maintenance man, a city inspector, maybe?
I doubt it. Why would they bother with these old places, what with redevelopment coming up?
Thanks for your time.
Leck mich am Arsch.
Sure.
Im Spiel kann man.
Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Glaubt ihm seine vierte Aussage, Zitat.
What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about
Oh, please.
You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
Elysian Fields. Ja, ich denke, dieser Hinweis hat mich irre gefühlt. Andererseits dieses Nachbarding. Der Hinweis war deutlich weiter weg als diese Zigaretten da auf dem Boden. Schwachsinn.
Oh, I see you already have one.
That's interesting.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Dann wollen wir mal was über Elysian Fields rausfinden. Alter, wer hat dieses Auto so schwul hier geparkt? Was? Macht denn sowas? Cool, Batch 1247.
I need an address for a property
Ah,
developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Na, was willst du mir, du Wichsgesicht?
Commander?
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
verstehe, dass sie sich ficken gehen können. Sir. Spaß.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end.
Nö, da gehen wir jetzt hin.
We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Tja, da sind wir wohl zu Elysian Fields gegangen.
We are not going to.
Yes, we are.
You just won't let this go, will you, Cole?
You know they're involved somehow. You expect me to turn my back on it?
You're a big boy. I expect you to know which battles are worth throwing my pension away for.
Wenn du Problem hast, geht auch. Ist mir doch egal. Diese Fälle, was du machst, deine Sache. Ja, hallo.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe. Send them through.
Geht doch.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
Als ob ich einen Termin brauche, was zur Hölle. Ich nehme euch alle fest, wenn mir auf den Sack geht.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Fucking offensive.
Casino.
Casino, ja genau.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Ja, doch ganz einfach. Furze.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs!
Was denn? Lass ihn doch Scotch trinken.
We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Jetzt schon Lüge. Keine Ahnung. Ich bin mir inzwischen mal gar nicht mehr sicher. Ich scheine nichts richtig zu machen bei diesen Scheißverhören. Teilweise sind die Aussagen schwachsinnig. Teilweise bin ich mir eigentlich sicher, ich gebe das Richtige an, aber das Spiel denkt sich, ja, nee, doch nicht. Der Beweis ist eigentlich eindeutig dagegen, aber was auch immer. Ach, was auch immer.
What's your connection to the Suburban
Mir
Redevelopment
doch scheißegal.
It's an organization of civic-minded individuals whose goal is to make the city a better place for its inhabitants.
War falsch.
Something I was proud to be asked to join.
Ach ja. Er hilft. Wie war's falsch? Wir haben herausgefunden, er hilft mit.
What do you
Ach,
know
fick
about a
dich.
competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
2 families are dead, Mr. Monroe. This isn't a question of criminal liability. We're looking at conspiracy to commit murder.
Do you know who you're talking to, son? You want to use incendiary language like that with me? I suggest you should leave immediately.
You've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Ja, das glaube ich dir. Das glaube ich dir sicher. Ach, pass auf, ich sag, es ist
You're
gelogen.
being less than candid, Mr. Monroe. You're building these homes to some timetable. You're under pressure to get rid of the holdouts.
And how exactly do you think you can prove that in a court of law, Detective?
Dieses Spiel kann mich am Arsch lecken, echt.
Pressure, son. On one hand, you got the investors who want a return. On the other, the purchasers who want what they paid for. That's business. Now, are we finished?
Wenn ich jetzt erneut starte, wo lande ich dann? Weil das lasse ich nicht auf mir sitzen. Echt nicht. Nicht so ein Schwachsinn.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? Do you want to accuse them of murder as well?
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, Detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense. The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Natürlich wird hier gedroht.
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Ja, gerne. Muss mir im Chapman nicht sowieso schon... Was nicht sowieso unser erstes Ziel? Wo ist hier ein Telefon? Da. Gebe Phone.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
It's not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks for your help.
Na dann. Ab ins Auto und dann lass uns diesen Mistkerl erschießen. Ich weiß nicht mehr, wer Herbert Chapman ist, keine Ahnung. Ach nee, war das nicht der Dingens?
Can you drive to this one?
Ah, das war der. Und wer zur Hölle ist Rancho Esco, was auch immer. Was zum Fick ist das? Keine Ahnung, was ich das soll, aber gut. Ja, wir warten.
You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
Ach, ihr Auge gebrannt, das ist ja interessant. Ah.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America, dickhead.
Sir. Now step back, or I'll lock you up for a fray.
Son of a bitch.
Wow, auf die Fresse.
Okay, already. That's done it.
Erstmal Hut verloren, geil. Könnte ich bitte angreifen? Dankeschön. Und weg. Ach, die Antwort auch noch. Ja, wo du jetzt auch noch aufs Maul. Geil, komm mal her, Mann. Altes Sackgesicht. Tatsächlich, mein Haken ist berüchtigt. Tempo kommt der, Alter. Okay.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
That sounds about right, my friend.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
I'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap. You got an idea, Hotshot?
Das ging schnell. Kommen wir jetzt zu Mr. Chapman. Na, wer ist da denn?
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it.
Das ist wohl wahr.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that
I
company.
have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
Immer gerne, mein Freund.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah, Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
Ja, mit wir meinst du doch bestimmt. Du.
You're behind the wheel.
So where do you want to go?
He wants a 5-star.
Na, dann klären wir den Typen ab.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out
Ja,
that way?
der Name sagt irgendwas.
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
That's true, Path. That's true, Paps. Dann bereiten wir diesen elendigen Treiben mal ein Ende.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of
take a
problem.
look at the car.
Na dann.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Das ist ja interessant. Interessant. Und einer geht noch.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Wo kommen diese 8 fehlenden Kugeln her?
What a skunk. Walking out on his wife like that?
We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed.
Okay. Das war, glaube ich, alles. Ist noch was im Auto? Ja, das hatten wir schon, danke. Gibt es irgendwo ein Telefon? Una Telefonica? Vielleicht? Wohnung oder so. Naja, welche ich untersuchen soll, Freunde. Bleib ich hier. Dachte nur. Na, lassen Sie die Scheißtür mal eintreten. Was nicht geht. Wäre auch so einfach. Müssen wir nach einem Boiler suchen. Von Instaheat oder so. Ich bin für alles offen. Kommen wir auch nicht rein. Was haben wir hier? Ein Tisch. Ein paar Fässer. Sieht noch nichts aus. Außer, dass der Baum dauernd meine scheiß Fresse weht. So ein Schaukeln, auch geil.